Hey there. Hi, guys. So having difficulties connecting with Heather, um, but I'm just going to continue on and record this because at this point, I can't reschedule again. No, we're in November now. So I know what she wanted to go over. She wanted to go over Keap, and that is a content management system. And a contact management system rather. And it houses everything. I know what she wanted to go over, which was campaigns. So I'm just going to go over that. And guys, just so you know, whether or not you have this exact system or not, you're going to need eventually, as you have more and more students, a way to streamline your contact with your tribe without having to do it all manually. You will have a full-time job if you are trying to figure out who signed up for what, so only give them this, and when this happens, give them this. And if you're doing it one by one, when you get into the 50 to 100 students on a revolving basis always, even actually when you get into the 20 to 30 students, if you have to do something for each person every day, that's a full-time job. You don't want to do that. You want to automate it all. And so this is where I'm going to share my screen. We're going to go to Keap, which used to be Infusionsoft. And I'm going to just show you, hopefully you can see my screen here. So there's a little dashboard. Let's see. Okay, I'm sharing, thank God. Okay. So this is just saying there's 260 few people with the tag of, and you can customize your dashboard with the tag of registered for the core tune-up. And this doesn't include some other ways that they got to it. Either way, you want to have smart tags. You want to know that if someone registered for an event, what happens to them after that? Will they get a reminder? Will they, once they join the program, stop getting reminders? Will they, you don't want to alienate your list by sending them content that doesn't apply to them, because it can get, they'll just unsubscribe, right? Like if you join a program and someone's saying, hey, have you joined this program? You're like, I'm already in it. It's just confusing, it's conflicting, etc. You want to have a nurturing experience for your clients. And so in Keap, and again, there'll be different types of content management systems and contact management systems in the world, varying price ranges. So while you may not have this system, you will need to think about it in some way eventually. So I think it's going to be very helpful to go through it. So let's go through specifically what she wanted to go through, which was campaigns. So in the drop down, you just go to marketing and you go to campaign builder. And you'll see I have many campaigns that do different things. And this system I really love because it's able to grow with you. There is a strategy guide here, Heather, that would be really helpful for you to read. Or you can just click on create your own campaign if you've never created one yet. But I'm going to go ahead and show you, in fact, I'm going to click create my own campaign to show you how to do that, and then I'll show you some of mine, just so you aren't wondering, well, how the heck do you even begin? Let's see what happens when we go to create my campaign, because there are templates available, sort of the components of each campaign, to where you don't have to think about, well, what do I need and what have I not thought of, etc. So let's see what happens here. It's been forever, literally a year and a half since I've been in click that button, because once you set up one campaign, you can just duplicate the other campaigns and update the information as needed to streamline. So I'm just seeing. So you just title it, whatever campaign it is. So testing campaign flow. This is the flow of a test campaign. And it's going to be added into either a new category, into a lead section, into a opt-out button. No, product program campaigns is usually what you're going to want your campaign to be. I don't know, I don't work with lead flow much. I use campaigns for everything. Opt-out button, that's a separate thing. If they want to opt out, you can have a series of things that occur because of that. So think of a campaign as a series of reactions that happen based on action. So if someone goes down one road, this will happen. If someone goes down another road, this is what will happen. And it's all automatic. So then you would just click product program campaign. Yep. And you just click save. So now the sky's the limit here. You can do anything. You can add sequences, you know, this happens, then this happens. You can add goals, right? When they do this, then this will happen and it's achieved. And then you can add notes. And in fact, I think I'm going to just go back to my other campaigns instead of just starting from scratch. So I'm going to close this out. And you can just press X. It will save automatically. Don't worry about the publish button. It's still saved. And so you'll see here, I'm going to just delete that one, testing campaign flow. I'm just going to delete it. So you just click on it. Thought I could delete it. Maybe not. Oh, actions, right. Unpublish and delete campaigns. Making sure I'm on the right one. So these flows, these campaigns can handle, can handle any sort of action, anything that's happening. Sorry, it's taking a second. Current action, and then this is queued, and then it's spooling, and it will say that it's done when it's done. So from a product purchase, and then they get this, to a campaign invite, and then they go through this series. It's a series of automated responses based on the actions they choose. So it's sort of like fitting a pieces of the puzzle together. Okay, so that's good. View campaigns. And you'll see what I mean. I'll show you a small one first, and then I'll show you larger ones. So, for example, let's go with just something simple. The autographed, no, it's not really that simple. That's sort of simple. Yeah, because there's only 2 elements. That's fine. We'll just do your best as default. So that new 6-month program that I have going on right now, there are several ways to purchase it, right? So based on the purchase of the program, whether it's an upgrade from Vishita or a brand new purchase for $2,500, it depends on how they come in, but the outcome is the same. We want to generate a thank you email, a welcome email, based on the purchase. So you see here, the product is purchased, and when they purchase it, they go to a member center email. So it's a very simple campaign. And I get the elements from over here. So the goal is you want them to purchase a product. When they purchase the product, then this will happen. They will get an email to a member center. We'll click on each of these elements to show you. Now this little guy means that it's a product purchased. They just updated some things. You used to be able to double click, now you have to click and then click again. So it's a specific product. It is the Your Best as Default program. Now I'll show you in a second how to set up the product to populate, right? It's kind of chicken before the egg. You do need to set up a product first. And it can be any type of payment, however they pay. Once they pay, it will automatically go to the member center email. Now you notice when you click on anything, if you've edited it, if you've done anything, it will turn to a stripe, which means it's not published yet. Any changes you've made aren't published yet. Now the member center email is still unedited. It's been published as is. Oh, Merlin. So let's go back. I want to show you how to add a product because that's the first thing that occurs. Actually, no, I'm not. I'll show you in the other campaign because there's more moving components. So Heather, then you click on the member center, or then you add an email. So when they purchase a product, they will get a member center email. Now, if we wanted something else to occur, we would add it over here and we would pull the arrow to it and it would go in sequence. Each of these little buckets you can zoom into like a fractal. So now we're going to the member center email. When you get inside, it's going to start automatically because that's the start button. That's what happens inside of it. They get a tag applied automatically, right? You want to keep them in a bucket of they've purchased the Best as Default program. And so to do that, you add, you apply a tag. See down here it says apply, remove tag. You drag that over and put it in. And the tag you want them to have is they're a customer and it's your Best as Default. So this way, later on, you can pull up that group of contacts if they purchased. And I know, Heather, it seems like a lot and it's going to be so confusing to get going. Once you have one of these done, you just duplicate it and update it to the next program. It's very, very easy. And in fact, in a minute, I think I'll try and show you where to go to get templates. You can begin with a meaty template originally without having to pull over all of the elements yourself. And there's a template area to do that. I can't remember where, but we'll figure it out. And if I can't figure it out, you can just chat. They're always available. They're more than happy to chat live with you, and you can say, hey, where do I go for a campaign sequence template? And they'll say, oh, right here. And they'll even show their screen. If you haven't chatted with them yet, they're amazing. You should definitely do it just for fun. Say, I'm going to ask a question and chat with them for 15 minutes because they're always available, usually. And you can just say, hey, how do you do this? And they will literally do it and give you a video, and you press play, and then there you are watching them do it. And you're like, oh, I get it now. Super easy, super easy. But again, with new things, it's always like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? There's so many moving parts, and it feels sort of uncomfortable because it's not a machine. It's not a skill you have yet. It's not fluid. So take that into mind when I go through this. If you're like, that's too much. It's not. Once you get the hang of it, it's very easy. So you're going to apply the tag Your Best as Default as soon as they purchase, because you want to know who purchased it in the future. Then automatically they're going to get a thank you for joining Your Best as Default email. Now, when you open this links to your emails that you have in that other section of the site where it says emails. And so you can choose from templates, or you can build an email from scratch here. I like to choose from templates and edit what I have already done. There's no need to recreate the wheel, right? So as soon as they join, if they purchase the product, and I'll show you how to set up a product in a second, they will automatically get this email that says, thank you for joining Your Best as Default. Welcome to Your Best as Default 6-month journey to magnificence. You just enrolled, yada, yada. Best as Default bonuses, here you go. And there'll be more later. It's a privilege to be your Sherpa, yada, yada, bye. Now, emails are awesome. You can add images, text, spacers, videos, buttons, very quick and easy, code even, right? You can change the design, whatever you want to do. Now, when it's ready, you will move it to ready. The default is draft. And that means even if you publish the campaign, they won't get this until it's no longer a draft and it is ready. Okay, you can test, send a test email to you to see how it would look. You just click test and put in your email and send. Cancel. You can also preview what it would look like in a web view, or you can save to templates when you're done. Lastly, you can rename. So pretty self-explanatory. You can link. When you click on an element, you come over here, button text. What do you want it to say? What does it look like? Where does it go? What color is it? Is it centered, left, or right aligned? Very similar to any other sort of templated design program. And then you're going to want to drop down the details, right? This is where it says subject and the preview text. You got to make sure you remember to do the details, because if you copy from an old email, it's going to have the old email info intact. So this one says, welcome to your best as default, next steps and bonuses. You can even change who it's from by clicking. It'll have you, it'll have the owner of your, this lady I haven't talked to in a year and a half, Lisa Schultes. She was the one who onboarded me. The owner, the contact's owner, if there's more than one person in your company, or other. I love when you press other, you can say things like, this is from your future self. That's a good one, right? Or your higher self, or your best life, or anything you want. Instead of it coming in their inbox from Anahata, it'll be like, from this message you need to read, or whatever. It's kind of fun to play around with that, and that's in the other. So once this is done, you don't need to set up who it goes to, because it's part of the campaign, and it will automatically go, if it's ready and published, to everyone who comes through this funnel, this action of steps. So let's go backwards. And I didn't make any changes, but I do want this still to be live, so I better publish it. Now look, you can always make a copy, right? So let's say you have this awesome campaign, and you want to duplicate it and just edit some things for a different purpose. You would just say action, make a copy, and it would copy this campaign into a new campaign, and you could rename it whatever you want, and then you're in a new campaign, and you can edit instead of recreating the wheel. You also can rename, you can unpublish, revert changes, etc., yada yada. So I'm just going to press publish. Okay, and then they make you do it again. Right. So there's a campaign checklist, which is really helpful, because you have to mark all elements as ready, right? Remember when I was showing you the draft versus ready? And if it isn't ready, it'll just have, it won't be a check mark. It will be like yellow or something like that, or red. I can't remember. Either way, it's telling you not all elements are ready. Now, I have published campaigns where not all elements are ready, and I want that on purpose because I don't want those elements to send through because I haven't done them yet, or something like that. So this checklist is just alerting you as to what's alive and what's not currently available. And sometimes that's okay. You can still publish it even if the elements aren't marked as ready. That could be on purpose. In some cases, I do that. The campaign elements are connected. If it's broken somehow and it's not a big flow, it'll tell you. You didn't choose the email delivery frequency, or you didn't personalize your email. As I don't know if you remember, and then all email merge fields are valid. Good. And it passes a functional inspection. I don't know if you saw in here, it's good to use the I can't remember what it's called. I'm waiting for it to load to tell you. Customization, I suppose. It's good to use the customization toggles so that the email appears to be just to them. So right here you see that, right? It says blessed, and there's code. To get that, you simply, I'll pretend that it's not there. So blessed so-and-so, you want to insert their name, but whoever's name it is, then you go to merge most common first name, and then add a comma. So this is basically code for replace anything here with the contact's first name. So now it's going to say Blessed Joe or Blessed Susan or whoever it's to, which just gives it personalization. So again, here's the ready. And if it's not ready, it'll be in draft and it'll show up as not ready, which again, sometimes you don't want it to be ready because it's not, you want to publish the campaign, but you want to finish doing this, and that's okay. So we're good, ready, everything's great. So go back again, and I will publish. And publishing campaign, and then it'll go away. It won't be stripes anymore. It will be and keep in mind, guys, this information is based on this. So you need to change this if you're trying to look for current is better. So there's 12 in the 13 in the program. 2 people don't have the email yet. I need to go look at that. And active just means where are they in the flow? Are they still in the middle of it and they're about to receive more, or are they done? Are they through the event, the campaign? Queued. I wonder why it says queued. Love and queued. I know people have been getting the emails. And there's also actually 13. Sorry, I just wanted to check on something. I'll have to look later. I don't want you guys to necessarily see who's in the program. Queued. That's weird. They should have already gotten it. I'll have to check on that. Everyone said they got it, so that's weird. Okay. And then there was one that just joined this morning and did not. I'll check on this later. Okay. Sorry. Sidetracked. So, unique context. It doesn't mean no one joined. It means, either this is toggled to the last 24 hours or, yeah. Anyway, I'll have to check on that. So, how do we get the product to choose from? I'll show you that, because if you want it to be based on they purchased something, then this happens. You have to set up the product first. Okay, how come it's not closing? Again, Heather, if there's anything you need to know, just log in and press chat. I'll show you where that is. Question mark help center, actually. Yeah, it's over here. It's gotta be over here, I thought. Maybe not. Oh, there it is, chat now. So sorry, I couldn't see it. The question mark, chat now, and you just chat, and literally within seconds, they'll tell you what number you are in the line, and they'll be on within a couple minutes, and then you say, how do you do this? And they'll literally film themselves doing it and send you a link to a video, and you just press the video and it shows you. It's like, oh, thanks. It's very efficient if you get stuck anywhere. So I wanted to show you a product. So you go to the big drop down, you come to products in e-commerce, okay? This is how you set up a product. So you'll see all my products here. Your best is default. Now it doesn't mean that everything in here is going to be $2,500. That just is the price of paid in full within 24 hours, right? So there's various tiers to it based on if they're upgrading, if they're doing a monthly plan, etc. And so Let me see. I'm trying to think of one that would be easy to understand. Well, let's just create one, okay? That's the best way to. So add a product. Use add a product. And the product name is going to be test product. And the type is going to be either a product that you mail or digital. So most of mine are digital. You're going to save it, and it's going to show up in your dropdown. And the product name is test product digital. There's a short description. Helpful hint, Heather, always press save. Because if you fill this out and then press save or go to other tabs, it doesn't save. It's really annoying. So when you're in a section, scroll down and press save before you go to the next section. I learned that the hard way, but you will too if you forget. So here it's just a short description that shows up in the person's cart. This is a test of a product. For what's included, go to www.nameofthecampaign.com, right? That's what I usually put, is something like, you know, the Really Spirit Journey, you know, 21-day guided codes. For a complete description of what's included, go to, and then I reference the product ordering page. Since you can see there's not a lot of characters you can do to say, well, you get this, 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 this. You can make it active or inactive. Let's make it active. And let's make the price, I'm going to do $1,000. We'll do $1,200 just for $1,200. Okay, just for fun, because it's easy math. Monthly, it's $100. That's why I'm doing that, folks. Okay, so there you go. We basically set it up, and then we have to press save, because if you go to the next part, you'll lose it all. And then categories. You can set up new categories. So you can have a main category with whatever you want in it. You can have a Vishita category, which I do. You could have a on-demand category. Some of this is, so remap with codes. You can have all sorts of categories. And my books. So you can create your own or add your own category. None of these apply, so we won't do it. And then I leave the rest alone. I don't worry about anything. Now, the digital files, I don't use this page at all. You can link through. You'd have to ask them what a license key is and all that. I don't know. I don't do that. But it's clear that it's a way for them to purchase and be linked to a digital file. I link them to a welcome email, and I do that in the campaign. So subscription plan, this is the good part. So now, even though the product is $1,000, you can have limitless monthly or yearly or quarterly ways to slice and dice it, and they can be at different prices. And so the first thing you do is subscription only. Once a year, once a month for 12 months. Okay, and this one is going to be $100. Okay, and we're going to add it. When you add it, it's going to pop down here. And again, this number doesn't have to add up to the cost of the program. It can be anything, because you're going to give them this link. Okay, so it's active, and this is billing monthly for 12 months, and there's going to be 12 cycles, and it's $100 each cycle. Let's do one that is, I'm going to bill it every 3 months, and there's going to be 4 cycles, and the plan is going to be $300. I mean, this is just an example. You can do weekly. Okay, let's do anything you want. We'll do bill every once a week. It's going to be there's 4 times 12, 24, 36, 48. So it'll be 48 cycles of $25. So let's say you're doing, that's a lot. So once a week for 48 weeks, which is, I don't know. Either way, let's just pretend. So there's lots of options. You can set up any scenario you want. And so now these are the scenarios within this product plan. When you link the product plan into a campaign, any way they purchase, they're going to get into the sequence, the series. So let's go to, so now we've done product information. This is invalid. Subscription plans are here. You can add a product image only if you want it to be added into your site. I don't add those product images. I link straight to the cart, so I don't use product image, but you can. Here's what that looks like. Product options. I don't know what this is. I don't use it. Oh, it's a shopping cart. Again, I don't have a shopping cart thing. And then links. So the 3 tabs I use are product information, subscription plans, and links. So if you go over to links, here are these are the links. And when you click on the link, it will open that subscription, slightly different from the rest, but all for this test product. So if they're doing a test product and they're paying in full, this is the link you would send them. If they're buying the test product and it's going to be every month for 12 months, this is the link you would send them. If they're buying a test product and they're going to pay every 3 months for 12 months, this is the link you would send them. You know, it depends on what you're offering. Now, I recommend paid in full or monthly and doing other arrangements within it just for the person. You don't want to have too many options because people get overwhelmed with so many choices. So just make paid in full the best option and the least expensive option. Make the monthly payments 6 months or 12 months, depending on how long the program is. Usually 6 months if it's only 6 months. You don't want people to pay for too long after the program. They want to be done usually at the same time. And then any other scenario, if someone said, well, I can't pay in full, but I really want to do this program, would you accept 2 payments? Sure. Well, now you have to set up that in here, right? And so you would set that up and you would give them only the link, right? Let's say there's a 4th option and it was, 2 payments of whatever. You would give them that link. You'd say copy, give them that link. Now to test out what it looks like, you would just click on the link. It's going to open in a new browser. So our test product, this is what they would see, or anyone would see when they click on the link. It will open up this shopping cart page. And you see it's $1,200 due today. Now, if they were to click on the other ones, it would have whatever is due today. It wouldn't have $1,200. It would have the amount that's due for that day. And then here's the PayPal button at the bottom, which is what I use. So that's that. Now, side note, Heather and everyone, if they clicked on it to look at it and then decided, you know what, I actually wanted the other option, I'm going to do that. I'm going to close it and go, ooh, you know what, I really want to do actually monthly. So you click on monthly. Notice now, both of those things are in my cart. And it's saying I owe $1,300. What the heck? Well, that's because I still have this in here. So you have to remember to tell people, remove the old thing from your cart or just put 0 and update quantity. That will remove anything else they've seen. See, now it's only $100. $100, and that's going to be for monthly for 12 months. Done. Awesome. And then I don't want that at all, so I'm going to just remove that from my cart. Likewise, if they click on the same thing more than once, it's going to, let's do it. I want to do monthly. And then I got sidetracked and I forgot to finish paying. And somehow my browser got closed. And then I say, oh yeah, I was going to pay for that. And I click on the monthly. There's going to be 2 of them in there now, right? It's going to remember. Uh-oh, wait, how come it's $200 now? Well, that's because I ordered 2 of them. We don't want 2. We want 1, update quantity, or remove it, right? And start again. Just helpful hints with people, because people have reached out to me and I'm going, what are you talking about? And I had to actually go through this and go, oh, I see. It's going to be based off cookies. So I'm closing that. And so we have this product now, right? And if we go back to our campaign based on the product, we can say when they purchase something, this happens. Any way they purchase it. We don't have to, you know, it means all inclusive. So any way they purchase that program, I'm going to show you in this one because we were in there. It is a nice, cloudy, cool day today. Oh, finally. I'm not complaining about heat. I love it, but it was nice to have real nice light. So edit. So it can be more than one product. You can have a sequence that happens after any product. So product purchased. And the product that we want them to purchase is going to be view and edit a specific product, and it's going to be called test. There it is, test product, because we already added it. You have to add your product first. And I'm going to save it. And now if anyone buys that test product, they will get this series after I publish. You've got to press publish first, otherwise it's not going to work. The other day, I hadn't pressed publish on someone's specific payment plan because they wanted to do it in 3 payments instead of 6. And I was like, here's the link. And then I realized, oh crap, I didn't press publish. So until you press publish, they don't, you gotta, yeah, smart. So there you go. All right, so that's that. And then they would get this email. And you can do all sorts of things within, I'm going to delete that. Are you sure you want to delete this item? Yes. Okay. All right. So we made no changes, so we don't need to publish it. It's not striped. Good. So I'm going to take you, Heather, through a campaign that is for a webinar. So it's not a product, it's the Vishita talk. So let's see, remembering the Gaia Grid workshop machine, maybe. I'm trying to think of one that would be meaty for you. I may have to click on a few of these to see. Okay. Again, the purchase is the last 24 hours, not total, so don't be alarmed. And again, it goes to reporting, but you click on edit. So as you can see, there's a lot of products that funnel into remembering the Gaia Grid because there's different people that get it. If you signed up for Vishita, you get it as part of the bonus. If you signed up old school for a higher price when it used to be $4.99 or something, or still is on my website, then you'd come in that way. If you came through the Gaia Grid, but either way, you want this series deliverables and upsells to occur based on this machine. Here it is. Look, webinar invitation. Convert leads, coach, consultant. Invite your list to participate in an upcoming webinar in order to surface your most engaging prospects. watch the video tutorial. So Heather, when you open a new campaign, this should be here. And if not, look for chat with them and say, I'm looking for the webinar invitation for a campaign. Because again, there's a template where they'll just say, well, here it is. And I wish I knew how to get there. I forgot, because I have everything I need now. I did it once with them, but I can't remember. Sorry. But it'll be easy to find. And then you literally can just import that template. Yeah, and this one really isn't that beefy. I thought this one was beefy. We're going to go out of this. I want to go into one where you can see I invited people to the Visita talk. I reminded them, and if they didn't purchase, then they will have a different action than if they did, kind of thing. I'm trying to think of one that would do that. Maybe Become Your Desires webinar. Let's check on that. That was for the remap with codes. Thinking it might be good. Go through. Let's see here. Oh shoot, my phone's in the other room. Yeah, great. So see how this says webinar invitation? This is based on that. Get free help with your campaign. Start chat now, right? So again, they are there to help you. They are there to help you and walk you through all of this. This is in a nutshell a sequence that I got from the webinar invitation flow. And it's already set up this way, and then you come in and you tailor it towards your own stuff. So the first step that's going to happen is you're going to invite them to register to an email. You're going to tag all your contacts with this tag. Sorry. Whoa. Okay. So when I tag everyone, invite to Become Your Desires, they're automatically going to be entered into this sequence. And the sequence is, the first thing is they get 2 emails. It starts your exclusive invite, Become Your Desires. Then we wait at least 1 day and they get another one. And it's the second email inviting them. So if you thought that I send out individual emails every time someone does something or in work, no. It's just I set it up, I let it go, and it works on its own. So you grab the elements from over here, Heather. So the delay timer, right? That's that. In at least 1 day at 9 a.m. from when they get this email, then they'll get this, right? It could be a dated timer. So not based on when they do something, but just based on a hard date. I don't know what field timer is. It can be an email. You can do voice, fax, and letter, but I don't have people's phone numbers, and fax is old, and I'm not sending mail. Then the process, what happens, right? When they do this, then a tag is removed or applied, right? It depends on what you want. You add a note, you create a task, an appointment is occurring, etc. There's a bunch of stuff, and then start, like that's the beginning of the sequence of the series. The notes can be added, etc. So let's come out of here. So that's the first step, was when I tag people, invite to Become Your Desires, they get this invite. And then in a day, if they haven't done this next step, they get another email. But what happens if they get the first email and they register? Well, now they go into a different funnel. So again, this is all set up in the template that you import into your Infusionsoft, your Keap. And you can see here that this guy means from anywhere. So the goal is they registered for the workshop. And any contact it can apply to, whether they are new or old. It doesn't have to be that they found you through an email, right? Through this email. It could be that they saw a post you did on social media and they go, oh, I want to register. So now they're just skipping this step, right? So you're not requiring them to get this. You're just having them go straight into they registered, now they get this. So this simply just means anyone. And let's see what happens inside the registered for the workshop. This is where the tagging and untagging happens. Actually, this is the actual workshop. Okay, so when you add, I'm going to just go back to show you real quick. Hold on. So when you add register, okay, by the way, you can click on this stuff, the names, you can change the name of anything, okay, and this, okay. So it could say registered for 6-month program. It doesn't matter what it says, you can change that. In this case, it's a webinar, a workshop. So when they register, this is what happens. This is the design. So this is the form you're going to put on your Vishita landing page. You can change it to register for the call, join the webcast, whatever you want. Register now, you can change. Everything you can change. Once they fill out this form, and don't worry about insert or snippets or field snippets, just go follow the tab, per session. What happens? Do they go to a web URL? That's what I do. I go to the thank you page that says thanks for registering. But you can just send them to a thank you page that you create in this if you don't want to do that. But for me, I like to redirect to this page. The settings are going to be your preference. I don't like to use the CAPTCHA. It alienates people and they're like, but I just want to register. And to me, I don't really care if I get fake signups. Like, that's just a way to make sure they're real. Well, if they're not real, then they won't attend and I just won't care. So I don't use the CAPTCHA, but it's up to you. Some people do. I do duplicate because I don't want tons of contacts that are duplicates. So check using the person's email address. I like getting notifications. You don't have to if that bothers you. I like to celebrate every time someone registers. So when someone registers, send an email to me and it's going to be called another Become Your Desires webinar registrant. And so I get these alerts and I'm like, yeah, right? And you can change that. And then the code. Based on what you've said in the first 3 tabs, you get the code and you can put it on your site. Now, Wix uses HTML code unstyled, or you can use styled. Sometimes the styled gets funky, so I use unstyled, but either way, click on which code you want to copy, click on the copy button. Have your webmaster do it? No, we can do it. So I just copied this code, and wherever I paste this code, remember in Wix you insert code, I think it's insert other and then code, you would paste this code and press enter and it would populate and it would look like this. And it would be there, right, on your page. And when someone fills out that form, they would come into this campaign series automatically. And what would happen? Well, they would activate this series called webinar registration confirmation plus 2 emails and a tag updating. So based on that action of registering, the first thing that's going to happen is we're going to tag them as having registered. So they registered for Become Your Desires. The second thing is remove them from the tag that said invite, because they're not stuck there. They're not going to get day 2 of the reminder. They've already registered. Again, Heather, if this is all like, whoa, how did you figure this out? It's already there. it's a template, and then you just update it based on your needs. So all of this would be here, and they would say, what tag do you want to remove? And you would remove the tag that you created on the first page. Now, if you don't know how to create a tag, I'll show you that in a second. That's a whole different thing. Sorry. So once they are tagged as having registered and are untagged as being invited, so they won't get day 2 of the, hey, have you registered yet? They will get a confirmation email, and it'll be sent to them. I'm not going to open it because we're running out of time. And then we're going to wait at least 1 day at 9 o'clock, and something else is going to happen. And then something else is going to happen. And something else is going to happen. Now, I've changed all of this because it's automated now. This used to say wait for a day and then say I can't wait for our upcoming, instead of invite to trial, it said our workshop is happening Friday or whenever, and then I would wait a day, and it would say reminder, it's today, and then 2 hours. I'd wait 2 hours, and the final email was we're starting now. Okay, again, once you get all of this set up, it's automated. You don't have to worry about when to do an email to everyone and to who and who won't get it. It's all automated based on their own activity. This was already here. Set this timer to run the day before the webinar schedule. Set this timer. Yeah, there's just helpful hints, but I don't read them anymore because I don't need them. Now, since this is on demand, if someone registers for the webinar, they get a confirmation email that says it's on demand. Welcome, click here. And then 1 day after, I send another email that says, hey, did you know you could, because that's a day after they supposedly watched the webinar. Did you know you could join the Remap with Codes for $99, the on demand? And then 3 days later, enter to win. And then 4 days later, there is a winner, the one who actually won. So the point is, you can update a campaign series once your webinar is over to a on-demand evergreen page setting based on people who will still want to register and take your webinar, but it's not a reminder series anymore because it's over. It's on demand. So it's a here you go, and then upsells, right, based on that. So that's that, and it gets a little complicated because, like, if they do upgrade, then there's another campaign that removes them from this campaign, right? It's all interconnected. But guys, once you do it once, it's super easy, and once you have a few, it gets easier and easier. I'm just going to publish this. I didn't do anything crazy in there. So I'm going to show you how to add a tag real quick. Publish. Create a tag, rather. And then we'll wrap up. So you just go get the tag. There it is, tag. And this one will be called example tag. Whoops. Okay. And now this is how you create it. The goal is achieved when registered for sample webinar. If you type something that's not currently a tag, you're creating it. It's not available yet, so you're creating it. See how it says create? Whereas if you type something that's already been done, it will show you the options. So I have a bunch of things that say registered for, and so these are my options. But if I want it to be a whole new thing, I registered for this test webinar, you would say create, and it would ask you where. Choose a category. Is it in a customer tag, functional, imported, nurturing, prospects? Well, this is a prospect because we're hoping they buy the program, but we don't know yet. So this tag that we're creating is called registered for this test webinar, and it's a prospect tag, and we're going to apply the category, and then we save it. And there it is. And now we link it to here. And now anyone who's tagged as registering will get this. And in fact, we should put this over here. Hello. Over here instead, right? We're not inviting them. We're saying if they registered for this test that wasn't created yet, they get this stuff, right? Okie doke. So again, I'm just deleting this because I don't need it. So much that you can do with Keap. And if you have a lot of moving parts and campaigns and functionalities, this is what you need. You know, I set up my autographed 21-day fear detox this way because the book, because actually, why did I set it up this way? Oh, so they could, so I could get the product link. So I have a product link for $40 autographed. And if they purchase it, they automatically get an email that says, hey, give me your mailing address, right? I'm going to go to edit just to show you real quick. So if they purchase the product that I set up as the product, the specific product, which is the 21-day fear detox paperback, autographed, specific, right? Then they will get, please send your mailing address to send the book automatically. So I don't have to worry about that. Simultaneously, they will be tagged as purchased 21-day fear detox signed copy, right? You want to know these things so that if you want to speak to only those people who have purchased a detox signed copy, you will. Likewise, if I send out a blast and I don't want to send it to the people who have already purchased, then when you, I'm just going to click on this email to show you, when you decide who the email goes to, not in here, but in the email functionality. In fact, let's not confuse you. I'm going to get out of here. So they automatically get this email that says, yay, super excited, send me this, hit reply to this email and send me this info, okay? But we're not going to touch that. We're good. I'm going to get out of here, and I'm going to take you to the email place, the email area, and then that'll be all I go through today. Again, you can just chat away with the people. They're amazing, so beautiful, knowledgeable, skilled, kind, patient, and then they send you videos. It's pretty awesome. So if you go to the main nav and you click on email and broadcasts, if you're sending out an email, you just say get started. And you don't want someone who's purchased something to receive the email that you're sending or any other scenario, then, you know, here's all these templates to choose from. You can also go to your templates that you've already sent or your drafts or your previously sent. For this, we'll just do use template, as I'll just show you this and then we'll wrap up. So when you're sending the email and you look at the details, remember, you always want to look at the details. It's going to come from me, and the subject is going to be whatever you want. The preview text is going to be whatever you want. You customize this however you want. But let's say this is, did you know you can get an autographed copy? So let's say we don't want to send it to the people who have got it though. Recipients. When you click new search, it's going to pull up your contacts and allow you to select who gets this email. Okay? And this is where having tags is beneficial, because it's letting you choose people with any of these tags or all of these tags or doesn't have these tags. So I want to send this to everyone who doesn't have the tag purchased autographed copy, right? Signed copy. So now it's going to go to anyone that has not, because they don't have this tag, purchased a 21-day Fear Detox signed copy. And then you just press search and it will take out anyone who hasn't. Right? Good. You can always edit that and go back again, and then you can review and send. Of course, much more functionality we haven't gone into. Exit. It always auto saves to drafts. It's pretty user friendly. And again, guys, this program is expensive. It is, but it's worth it when you get to a certain threshold, because the amount of time it has saved me is ridiculous. I can't even tell you all the old things I used to have to do that I don't have to do anymore. As I said, a campaign takes me 3 to 5 hours to set up in entirety, including the landing page with the form to invite them to join the webinar, all the series emails that happen if they fill out the form with the reminders, the thank you page that they get redirected to, which links to the event. And then I can copy and paste the URL into Facebook or wherever and then invite people here. I can launch the campaign by saying, changing the tag to invite to, and that goes. Very quick and easy, whereas if I had to do everything every time, it would be a full-time job and more. So the good news is there are systems like this that integrate with everything, okay? With your emails, with who's what and who, with your landing pages. The bad news is it's sort of expensive, but the cost justifies. You do need something like this if you're going to be in the $5,000 to $10,000 month thresholds, and of course beyond. There's people who use this system who are in the millions annually. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else. There are alternatives. You can get other components, like you can find a system, email system that just deals with emails and contacts, and you can tag people, you can build groups. Absolutely great. It's not going to give you probably the sequence, so then you'd have to go pull, oh, I want to send an email to this group of people, and you would do it, and that's fine. It's just going to be more steps, whereas this is automatic, but this is sort of the start to finish of what you would need to know for campaigns. And again, here it is, templates. So Heather, you may not even need to go to chat. You can log in and click on templates, and it might take you to an area where you can import. It is. Oh, never mind. These are automatic, like if your failed subscription, you get that. Never mind. I don't know where. Maybe it's in apps. Could be in apps. Campaigns, services. I'm going to click on apps and see real quick. It might be in apps. I should probably figure this out myself, because I want to know if I ever want to do something new. I don't want to recreate the wheel and start from scratch. Marketplace. Yeah, I know this has tons of cool apps. I'm just not sure if it's got the campaign outlines. Oh yeah, here they are. So yeah, just click on apps and then click on campaigns. And there's 237 types of campaigns. And when you click on the campaign, untoggling this, you know, this is where I got my scheduler, my new one, Set More, that I like. It integrated just from here. Okay, come on, undo. So just in campaigns, you know, whatever you would want. Is there a free ebook? Use this campaign. Generate leads with free ebook and automate delivery. This campaign designed to collect leads and deliver your ebook. You click on it, it's going to go into your options for campaigns, to where when you click on a new campaign, it could be this one, and it will already populate with this information, the components that you need to offer a free ebook. Very useful. The one I used was the webinar or workshop. Look, there's one for new customer welcome and wow. Great. There's birthday reminders. There's live event networking template. And it all uses the same components. It's just there for you so you don't have to worry about, now what else would I like to do? If this happens, what else could happen? It's there. And you go, oh, right, if they do this, and then you say what you want it to do, and you fill out the information every step of the way. Look, post-appointment follow-up. Awesome. I should probably do that myself, but no time right now. Look, there's tons and tons. Refer a friend. There's all sorts of things, campaigns you can import, and they're all free. Well, you pay for them as part of your subscription. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing. I hope this has been useful and that I answered your questions. I'm sure I did. I'm sorry I didn't get to see your beautiful face. Not sure what happened. My phone is in there. I don't know if you were trying to get in and couldn't. I PM'd you the link to join and you never joined during. So maybe you're just on to other things and doing other things. No worries. I'm glad you told me what we wanted to do so that we could at least get it done. And I know this is going to be super helpful. So very good. I'm going to end, and I hope this was useful for everyone. Love to you all. Bye-bye.